Here we are on the shores of Lake Washington, just outside of Seattle with Sam Willing. Sam Willing is a podcaster of Imperfection Wins, an executive coach, a mother, a wife, as well as a pretty accomplished wake surfer. She loves to get out there and get after it. You know, one of the topics that comes up time and time again when we're talking to people about, you know, getting outside and just doing more, learn a new sport, or have more fun, or just take time for yourself, is that you just don't have the time. So I'm hoping today with Sam, she can give us a few thoughts to think about, you know, how can we create more time for ourselves to make sure we're connecting with our friends and to make sure that we're getting out there, learning new sports, and just living a real vital and active life.
Yeah, I love this topic, and I have to say, this is something I spend a lot of time coaching myself on, certainly, and actually a lot of people that I coach, we talk about this. And I just finished reading this book called The Success Lie by Janelle Bruland. It's a brand new book. It is so awesome, and it really digs into this very topic. And I think we've all been in the space where we've said, you know, we don't have time. Like I oftentimes, I'm just going to admit, I will say, I don't have time to work out.
Yeah.
And I also know that I can't afford to not work out because it's my mental savior. You know, I need it. Yeah. And it's the concept of creating a stop doing list. So I'm a big to-do list person. I always have been. I love a good list. Yeah. I love crossing things off the list. My to-do list, like everybody else's that's probably watching this, is massive. Few of the things on that list are things that I absolutely have to do.
How do you determine that? Because it's so easy to have this perception that everything's critical.
Create what I call a gains and drains list. Or, you know, you could do like a happy face and a sad face. But if you were to spend, it could be weeks, it could be months, where you started to really pay attention to yourself and pay attention to the times in your life and the moments where you felt high energy, you felt filled with passion, you felt like you were doing exactly what you were supposed to be doing in that moment. You know, you were totally engaged in it. And you started writing those activities down. And then you started to take stock of the times where you felt drained. Yeah. You know, like when I'm with this person or I do that thing, I always leave tired. And if you were to take inventory, I did mine over the course of probably 3 months. If you take inventory of your life in that way, and then you step back and look at the whole picture and both lists, it becomes pretty obvious the things that you're passionate about, right? Okay. If you can actually spend intentionally 75 to 80% of your energy on activities on that list, you are doing pretty good. And then from there,
probably even with, if you're doing that, you're probably just feeling happier too.
Happier, right? And then you're even more engaged, and those things start to build on each other. And I think even once you have your drains list and you're really clear about the things that suck the life out of you, or the people that suck the life out of you, you know, you make your stop doing list. Once you do that, you will find space. You will find time.
When you're in the workplace and you're in that job, it's easy to have this perception that every minute matters.
Yes.
And that everything is critical as it comes in. I think if you find a level of prioritization and you carve out time, whether that is 2 hours on 2 weekdays in the morning where you're going to do a water sport, or you're going to run, you'll come into work more refreshed, more balanced, and more effective. Right?
It's so true. And I really feel like like so many things in life, it really just goes back to being intentional. You know, and not just allowing yourself to kind of go where the wind blows, but actually taking charge of your life and making those choices and putting some intention around them. So I think it is hard, this world that we live in and how fast-paced it is, and the demands that we all have on us. It's real, you know, I mean, and unfortunately, our kids are growing up in the same world, and it's even more intense, you know, I mean, they're always available through social media and all these things. So I think it's never been more important to take inventory of your life and just start to really decide what you want your life to look like. Sometimes it really is just about getting clarity around what you want and having the courage to verbalize it and claim it for yourself, and then give yourself grace in it. Right? And I think the interesting thing, Tim, about when you start to actually claim it, and you also start practicing showing yourself grace and compassion, it starts to spill over to other people in your life.
Yeah.
It's like the ripple effect.
Yeah.
It's cool.
No, I love that. And so those are great tips. So think about that in terms of gains and drains. carve out time for yourself and be really intentional about what you want your life to look like. You know, we, at least at Half Life, and a very similar theme at Imperfection Wins, we want people to be living the most vital and vibrant life that they possibly can. So hopefully this is useful to you. I encourage you to listen to Sam in all of her podcasts at Imperfection Wins. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, and get out there and just do some awesome stuff.